Hello there, you beautiful people. My name is Willow, and welcome back to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever, where today we're going to be casting a 3v3 on Selkie Isle. Without further ado, because I got nothing to talk about, let's introduce our players. We're gonna start with Team 1 up here at the top, Team 2 down out here at the bottom. A not exceptionally balanced game, but it is going to be an interesting one, so stay tuned. We are going to do this differently. I'm gonna start with a guy in the middle. The guy in the middle of Selkie Island, speaking of the map, we can see tons of reclaim everywhere. There's this island where two players spawn, and then there's these two kind of like, I don't know, there's like peninsulas and shit over here. There's just this navy blocking out everything. But yes, starting with the Grey Aeon by the name of Grunty Noob going first land. Then over here to the north on his team, we have a classic. One of the winners of the Darkest Heart tourney. He is the man, the myth, the Grimplex, going first land as a Blue Aeon. Then over here to the far right, we have a classic, one of the absolute best players to have ever faffed. He has faffed harder than most players will ever faff. And he is a Red Cybran today going first land. His name is Tagada. Then moving on to Team 2 in the middle, in the red, weighing in at a 173 tons in the UEF comm. He is Icy Nightmare, the most casted player of Willow's casts. Then his allies, we have a Blue Cybran going first land by the name of Young Chasm 96 Noob. Or Noob. We're gonna go with Noob. He is, of course, rocking this very, very eye-gougingly blue with first land, second there. Then over to the east, we have a Green Seraphim by the name of Dark YM or Dave or Darkeem. I don't know. Another player who I think has been casted relatively often. Maybe not. Maybe it's just because he was in a recent cast. Either way, we have Mech Marines. Mech Marines. Mech Marines does whatever a Mech Marine does. Can he hide in a rock? No, he can't. He doesn't have stealth or cloaking. He is the Mech Marine. Oh, am I gonna lose him? Losing him in the trees! Okay. Going to be microing his heart out against the engineer. Oh, he's done! Watch! The sick dodges end! He will forever be remembered. Your name will be Icy Mini. Oh, Icy's Mini-Me, the Mech Marine. Coming out here doing some sick dodges. Oh man, that was quite entertaining. I did very much so enjoy the. Thank you, Icy. I know you're watching this, but thank you for the beautiful micro that you put on display right there. Tagada. Doing Tagada things, has 2 air factories and a transport finishing up, going to be able to get some engineers off to far off lands where they can expand and cause problems for their opponents. We're going to go ahead and speed things up a little bit. We have a bunch of engineers now out reclaiming for Grimplex and the likes. Grimplex not doing a... Listen, Grimplex, I know you're better than me and all, but you've taken 4 mexes. There are so many mexes and you take them. Are you stalling? You're not stalling. Take your goddamn mexes. You can, if you leave it on the plate too long, you won't get it. If he doesn't expand heavily and ends up losing some area due to that, I am going to laugh at him very hard. This is a Zeus. It is going to kill off 3 engineers that we're going to try and build a naval factory. Also, I really, Grimplex? Okay, Grimplex always talking about, like, teaching me how to play the game. I'm gonna fucking teach you how to play Navy over here. You're like, I have 4 mexes, 2 of which are T2. I'll give you credit, but I have 4 mexes. Time for the naval factory. Also, I doubt he's gonna build enough naval factories. I'm giving Grimplex shit because I can. Grunty Noob coming out to the middle with a couple of fervors, going to be able to kill off the civilian structures. There are 4 PD and 2 anti-air in this little arrangement built up by these civilians. Going to be able to grab himself a decent number of things. Possibly going to be able to capture the radar, which is always nice, or capture the anti-air. You can capture most of this. There's also a ton of reclaim right here, 6,000 on screen as of the moment. So that is very important. Icy Nightmare showing up with an army and his comm, and also winning on the eastern flank of this island, which is going to be significant. As the two comms continue to battle out, Grunty Noob, actually, I didn't think this was going to be a point of contention, but Grunty Noob falling dangerously low on health, down to 6,900 health and falling. This could be a scalp. Unless an extreme number of Aurora show up, if Icy just walks at this, I think he wins, and I think Icy might even have the knowledge of that. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have complete knowledge, so he doesn't know. For all he knows, the first few Auroras, this ragtag band of Auroras is enough to kill him. But Grunty Noob managing to get a hill in between him and the comm of Icy Nightmare, and does manage to get away. I don't know if this game is full share. I think there's a way to check. Where is it scenario? Really quick, I can actually tell you this is a full share game. So that is indeed going to be an issue in the future. If one of these players gets ejected exceptionally early, or even late into the game, as long as their base still remains, somebody else will get it. And when you have players like Tagada, well, actually, all of these players are really good. These are good players. I don't normally cast good players. I'm more of the subpar commander and steps to a ladder kind of guy. But you know what? You got to mix it up sometimes. As an Aurora gets absolutely murdered, by this UAF comm out from Icy Nightmare, and we have a drop over here. I'd like to point out, we have a drop over here out from the ever so luscious and beautiful Noob, as his name is. And the Noob is dropping the area that Grimplex could have fucking expanded to. It's not that difficult. Why? Why not expand? Why not take your fucking part of the map? Why sit here and do this weird, cheesy, I'm gonna get D2 mexes before I get my 6th fucking mech bullshit? Icy. Or not Icy, Grimplex. I'm sorry, Icy, I'm not bringing you this. Grimplex. Get your shit together. I love you, Grimplex. You're still one of my favorite 1700 rated friends. I just like giving you shit because you'll give me shit. Everybody in the chat, everybody tell Grimplex how much of a boss he is for winning the Darkest Heart tourney. There we go. That'll make him feel better. Go stroke his ego a little bit. Never mind. Or wait, no. This is a dropout from Dark Game. This drop is supposed to happen. So the way this map normally works, in case you didn't know, is normally the player down here drops up here. But because this player is so much closer to this area than this player. But on this side, the opposite has happened because Grimplex is a confused person. We have speed on the way for Grunty Noob, as Icy Nightmare is getting dangerously close to the main base of Grunty Noob with the comm. And as far as the naval game goes, we don't have enough Navy to even really speak about it. I will speak more in depth about how the naval game works on maps like this. It's different from Settings, and it's different from a lot of other Navy maps because it's mainly just a bunch of choke points, so you have to play around the fact that the entire map is nothing but a choke point. It's just slightly different, but yeah. Either way. We have Icy Nightmare pushing forward, going to be able to get a few power generators killed off. Is that going to affect Grunty Noob too adversely? No, not really. Doesn't super badly affect him. Speed has finished on the comm, and that could be a very sneaky upgrade. Icy Nightmare might need to drop into the water if that comm gets very close to him, because despite having a health advantage, I'm pretty sure the DPS of a speed comm is exceptional. And going to be able to kill off the reinforcing units out from Icy Nightmare may even be able to get a rank of veterancy sooner or later from this, and Icy Nightmare and Grunty Noob are about to face off in the west, now northwesternmost of this island. Sorry, I can't apparently speak today. Speaking is apparently very difficult. But yes, right now Icy Nightmare is controlling an exceptional amount of the island. As Icy Nightmare and Grunty Noob start fighting, we can see the speed upgrade is going to be coming in clutch for the Gray Calm, and on top of that, there's some Auroras firing. Where's all the spam? Where's the spam? I need the spam! Get it. We do have reinforcing units coming out from Icy Nightmare. Grunty Noob going to be continuing to run away as of the moment. Grunty Noob is... Ooh, both of these comms down to 6,000 HP. This could be a trade kill. Oh my gosh, if either of them get down to 2k, the other one control Ks and they both die. Oh, this is dangerous. Icy is in a dangerous position. A bunch of Scorchers coming out to try and settle the field, but the gun upgrade is going to be doing quite a little bit for Grunty Noob. And oh my gosh, they're so close, they're so close. You need to just focus the comm, Oh, Icy Nightmare going to be going down regardless. We're going to have to see if he can trade his life for the life of Grunty Noob. He is not going to be able to. Grunty Noob down to 700 HP. That's just a few more bomber strikes away. We can possibly see it. We can possibly see Grunty Noob going down. Icy Nightmare not knowing that he had the gun upgrade. Icy Nightmare's base is going to be handed over to, I believe, Darkeem. Yes, Darkeem did have the higher score as of the last second there. Grunty Noob now under fire by a Scorcher. This Scorcher could change everything. Oh, come on. Scorcher, drop the bomb. No, it's not going to drop. He dodged the second drop of the bomb. The bomb could be dropped. We have ASFs now out from Tagada getting T3 air exceptionally quickly on this map. And oh my word, is Grunty Noob going to survive? Is he going to survive? That's going to be another bomb drop, I think. But he dodges out the bomb drop and Grunty Noob survives. Oh my word. Meanwhile, over here, let's just talk about this. Grimplex, let's just talk about this, man. This didn't need to happen. And on top of that, you could make so many more factories. You have all of these engineers. Speaking of factories, we can see that both Darkeem and Noob have managed to get themselves a decent number of naval factories up, going to be able to produce quite a bit of navy. We have 3 naval factories out from Grimplex that are under threat. A naval factory that was built up by, I believe, Tagada over here. Wait, no, there's no way that was built up by Tagada. That was a Darkeem one. But we do have 3 naval factories out from both of these players. I'd like to see possibly Grunty Noob try and get into the naval game, but first he needs to get down here and kill off this base that was formerly Icy Nightmares. Speaking of which, oh, that's the screenshot. Oh, there it is. That is the thumbnail. That's so beautiful. Oh man, I love this template. There's so much adjacency. Everything is just so nice and crisp. Oh, that's so good. Oh man, that is a man after my heart, building beautiful bases, Icy Nightmare. Alright, Grimplex, is he going to be able to get it? I think with the comm here, you can push through this. Yeah, you got this, Grimplex, come on. Get out there. Beat him up. Slap him around a bit. Slap box with him. Box with your hands open. Slap. Alright. That is 4 frigates versus 4 frigates. It all comes down to focus fire and whether or not air gets involved. But the Tridents are a little bit better than the Howessels. Just very slightly better. The first frigate going to die, though, is going to be that of a Trident, but then a Howessel followed up very closely behind that with a death. We do have some Corsairs now coming out. Those Corsairs and the Whalers and Renegades are going to change the outlook of this game very quickly. We have T3 Air finally finishing up for both Darkeem and for our blue Sovereign by the name of Noob. But I don't know how this happened. I must have missed it. I'm guessing Strat Bomb or Whaler came in, killed off all of these mass extractors for Darkeem. Going to be a very painful situation. Sorry, I'm going to miss things. I'm trying to stay on top of as much as possible. Tridents in Howizzles still managing to fight it out over here. A bit of it looks like Grimplex managed to hover over here to this island. He's going to be able to take control of that as long as he moves his Auroras in to get rid of that mass extractor and build them himself. And let's just go ahead and, now that we're about 14 minutes in, let's check on the overall economies and reclaim. 53,000 reclaim for both sides. Both sides doing a wonderful job at the reclaim game. As far as total mass generation, though, it does look like Team 1 has a slight advantage. By slight, I mean almost a... oh my word. Tagada has a lot of economy, 183 mass a second. Grimplex at somewhere around 50. Unless that's a power stall. Okay, Grimplex is power stalling, so it's irrelevant. Darkeem is at 133, and Noob is at 125. Overall, that means there's about an advantage of, at any given time, like 50 to 60 mass a second in just normal generation over for the blue team, the Team 1. I say blue because up here it's blue. Bit of a naval battle going on. So, the way it works with the choke points is you need a bunch of stuff to shove into the choke point. So you need more frigates than I think you normally do on other maps. I think having more frigates on this map is even more important. It's also kind of the reason why you're seeing these players, they have the economies, but only now at the 15-minute mark is anybody even thinking about going for T2 Navy. It's because frigates are just so much more important on this map than on a lot of maps. I just feel the choke points are much more abusable by frigates, because you can completely fill a choke point with frigates and make it very difficult to get past, or you can shove all of these units through the choke point and you can break through if you have enough frigates. So yeah, it's just frigates very, very important on this map. Speaking of which, we're going to be seeing some some naval factories gonna be dying over here for Grimplex. Grimplex is getting very much so spanked by Noob at the moment. Is not able to hold on to his main island. Is he getting out-teched? He's getting out-teched on the land by Noob. Noob has now brought T2 land to the fight over here. That's beautiful. He got a T2 HQ over here. He's like, yeah, this is my area now, bitch. Oh, that's funny. That's very funny. The Trident spam going to be continuing to slap around these beacons. Bless the Aeon, but they do not have the greatest of the T1 frigates. I would definitely argue Trident's best T1 frigate, followed by probably Howizzle, and then after that you have Thunder, and then I think Beacon is probably the worst of the T1 frigates, mainly because their guns aren't that much better and they don't have anti-air, and sure they have torpedo defense, but that's only useful in like the T2 phase. So T1, they aren't exceptionally the best, but all of the Beacon's dead. Grimplex's navy is now at the bottom of the sea, and that is unfortunate. How interesting. Fucking airbug. A whaler now out over here to kill off some of Darkeem's units. The naval fight on the eastern flank is a lot more what's the word? Even. We have Barracudas now being produced by Tagada. Is a good option for whenever you think you're behind in Navy. Barracudas can help you get back ahead by simply being able to kill off frigates very quickly without being at threat themselves by the frigates. But at the same time, you can, of course, run into those ever so present issues of, I have a bunch of Barracudas, but they just decided to build destroyers, and now my Barracudas are useless. And oh my word, this air trade is going... I can't tell who's winning this. I think Tagada, mainly because Noob decided to stop moving his units. That should have been a win for Team 2, and that was Young Chasm noob over here like, I have to make it interesting somehow. I mean, I'm completely slapping around Grimplex, so I have to let Tagada get some kind of advantage. What the fuck, teammate? Yeah, Grimplex not doing well. Honestly, in the middle, it's not going well as either, because there's a bunch of T2 army now built up by Dark. I am not existing. Send Wagner's to Grim's main base. Sorry. Can you send Wagner's? Expose T3 mexes. Wait, does he have T3 mexes? You have T3 mexes, and you're losing this? That's... I mean, I know you're still supposed to eco up, but, like, you need to throw a lot more effort over here. This needs more effort than you've given it. A bunch of naval factories now being built up by Grimplex. Grimplex going to try and get into the naval game once again, but I don't know if he can. It's gonna be quite difficult. At this point, when you're down so much, you kind of have to tech up. You're never gonna get enough factories to outproduce the amount of frigates that your opponents have, and it's just kind of like this snowball effect of, well, they have more frigates, so they killed off all my factories, and then you're like, well, I guess that's that. I'm never gonna have enough frigates again. Which is unfortunate. We even see that Grunty is going to try and get into the Navy game. We have torpedo bombers now out from Tagada trying to clean up some of Noob's weapons of naval destruction heading towards his base. And right now it is kind of feeling like Tagada 1v5. Tagada not in the best situation. We do see some strat bombers coming out. We could possibly see a snipe putting even more micro into the hands of one of these other players, but all of these players are the lowest rated player in this game is 1700. There's two of them, and they're both on his team. So you're given triple eco over to an 1800, and you're Tagada, you're 2400, but triple eco is triple eco, and these players are good enough to abuse it. That is a lot of Tridents going to be going down to torpedo bombers, and you could even see some Barracudas make their way over. But how do you respond to all of this? How do you deal with this? You need a lot more stuff, and it's hard to have more stuff than people who control half the map when you only control like a quarter of the map. The middle going very poorly. We have the calm of Grunty Noob still out here trying to keep his island relatively secure, but there's so many T1 and T2 units now pouring through this northern side. We have a bunch of blazes. At this point, I'd swap up to obsidians. T3 is not... You can't afford T3. You literally cannot afford the T3. Just build obsidians. They're so goddamn good at dealing with this situation. The bad thing about obsidians is they're slow. If you just build obsidians, they beat pillars. They absolutely beat the shit out of a pillar if the pillar comes to them. So yeah, just build obsidians. Don't build blazes. Obsidians may be a little bit more expensive, but they'll actually hold the goddamn line. Of course, you are dealing with the frigates, and the frigates are a problem. I will agree with you on that one. We still have a few factories built up. Oh my god. Tagada's getting a little salty. Tagada's like very upset. Which, I mean, it's fair, but at the same time, very upset Tagada. That's a lot of units chasing down Grimplex's comm. Is Grimplex going to survive much longer? And I mean, for that matter, is Grunty either? Both of their teammates are doing... Both of Tagada's teammates are doing very poorly at the moment. Grimplex down to 7,000 HP and falling. These T1 PD need to save Grimplex. Grimplex does not have very much time left in this world if he's not saved by those T1 bombers now dropping their payload onto Grimplex, and that is, of course, not fun to deal with. But the T1 PD did not save Grimplex, and I think Grimplex just dies here, and for that matter, Grunty might die right after that, but Grimplex is, this is a bad situation. I will full-heartedly say that. He did get another rank of veterancy, which is going to keep him alive a little bit longer, up to 28 health a second. There is a drop apparently on the way. Yep, a drop out from Tagada over here to the south. It does look like the naval game might finally get cleared up. It does look like Tagada might manage to ink out a win over here. Grimplex still alive, still kicking, still blapping away with the blap gun. But 1700 HP is not a whole ton of HP, and Grunty's new base has been absolutely destroyed. No way he's gonna rebuild it. It does look like Darkeem has also wrestled control of the middle island. So it's looking very, very bleak for Team 1. We'll have to see if they can find a way to pull this one back. I'm not entirely sure. That's a bunch of Barracudas. This is the only ray of good for Team 1 at the moment, is they're doing well over here. But the air engagement went so bad. Oh no, Tagada just lost all of his ASFs. That's painful. What the fuck is my team doing? Like, dying. I'm 1v2 versus air, helped mid, helped north, that had no air, no navy. And he is losing main island. XDDDDD. Oh, Grimplex. Grimplex, I'm sorry for making fun of you. Or giving you shit. Your teammate did enough of that. A very salty Tagada. It's a juicy, tasty salt, but still. I am losing because I am shit, obviously. You're not shit. You're fine, Grimplex. Stop with that poor self-esteem bullshit. Don't worry, I'm getting teached, Kappa. Ugh. So all of the factories, except for these ones down here, which is a lot of factories, out for Darkeem died. We do have Yathsaus on the way, which will... Yathsaus are difficult to pin down, because if the Barracudas get on top of the Yathsaus lose. If the Barracudas get in range, the Yathsaus lose every single time. But the thing is, they got a lot of fucking range. Like a lot of range compared to that of a Barracuda. Barracuda has much less range than a Yathsau. Yathsaus can definitely deal with Barracudas if they have the range advantage, or if you just have a fuckload of them. But overall, they have 4,000 HP, and I think they have lower DPS. Let's just go ahead and check on that. We can check on that quite easily. Somebody's gonna be angry because I'm not looking at a fight somewhere, but like there's constant fighting. Calm down. We have a DPS of, where is it? DPS 335 versus the DPS of a Barracuda. Give me Barracuda. Of 112, but also Barracudas are cheaper. There's a lot of math involved. All I know is if you spam Barracudas at the same rate that they're spamming Yathsaus, like the same mass rate, then your Barracudas get on top of the Yathsaus, the Barracudas will win. And it does seem that Tagada is going to push forward and try and get on top of those Yathsaus. As you can see here, the Barracudas are going to just run in here and try and get on top. They're going to need to kill off that Destroyer, because the Destroyer is a problem. Destroyers are just better mass for mass. Yathsaus are arguably better mass for mass because they have the range advantage, but range is, as we've spoken about, heavily taxed, and this Yathsau is going to be taking a lot of damage. Bunch of ASF now coming in for Tagada trying to kill off these Torp Bombers. And the ASFs out from Noob and Darkeem are showing up as well. Surprisingly, Darkeem and Noob have not managed to get complete air control after a few good fights in the air. And that's going to be a win out for Darkeem and Noob, but there's more ASF now coming in, and Grimplex he came in with ASFs and didn't manage to get it working correctly. Yeah. Too late, air is lost. Oh, Tagada's very upset. Tagada not having a good game. Grunty Noob still alive. Grunty Noob surprisingly still here, just doing things. How many kills on the comm? 64. That's a good number. He's like 5 away from the best number he could have. Down here, still a naval fight going on, but I think at this point that Tagada's gonna start losing the naval fight. He doesn't have enough Barracudas or destroyers to deal with the South threat, I don't believe, so it's gonna be very difficult. That is an Oblivion point defense trying to deal with a cruiser, but it's outranged by the cruiser, so that's gonna go poorly. And then we have Grimplex pushing forward with the comm, going to be able to get up some more kills. 111 kills on the comm, very, very efficient comm kills. Let's go ahead and check on the reclaim numbers because I want to. 136,000 for Team 2. That's a fuckload. 102,000 for Team 1. Also a fuckload. Overall economy, Team 2, as you would expect, is ahead after having so much map control. And wow, young Chasm Noob is just giving a spanking to Grimplex still. Grimplex is not in a good position. At this point, I'd throw my eco into a chrono. Like, I'm not a good player, but I'd throw my eco into a chrono and a chrono dampener and just say, well, fuck it. I'm going to try and win this way by stunning all your units and pushing forward with the comm. It'd be a very effective strategy, but it would also, I'm not sure if it's entirely would work. He does still have a decent amount of economy, Grimplex does, so he still can continue to fight. He's not in Grunty Noob's position of 3 mass a second, which is an unfortunate position. Wait, Grunty Noob has a mass extractor? Where does Grunty Noob have a mass extractor? He has 1 mass extractor right here and an energy storage, so he can still overcharge. That's beautiful. That's nice. Restorers now out for Grimplex. They aren't gonna do quite enough, but they are there. Wow, what the hell was that? Was that T3 mobile artillery? No, those are Gunthers. He's Gunther creeping. He's Gunther creeping. That is interesting. But also the Navy is going to start killing off Grimplex. I think Grimplex is about to become Grunty Noob 2.0, which is unfortunate. Over here in the south, still no quite naval victory for either side, but it's a stalemate, and that's not what Tagada wants to see. Tagada wants to start getting W's on the board. Oh wow, this air grid has taken some damage, but is apparently fine. And a lot of ASFs. How many ASFs does Tagada have? 50 ASFs versus, let's just check on you. How many do you have? 60 for him alone. Darkeem sitting at 32, so that is going to be, that's not going to go very well for Tagada. Would need some exceptional air trades to make that happen. As Tagada's naval production starts getting beaten down, we have battleships now being produced for Tagada, which is wishful thinking. I mean, you can get some battleships up and see if they do enough, but I mean, you're kind of in a position where you're out-ecoed and you don't have enough to really fight all of the Navy on the map. There's just too much for you to deal with, which is unfortunate for Tagada. As the air fight goes even worse, and it does look like Tagada's going to get a decent number of kills, but he isn't going to manage to win this, I don't believe, even with the constant reinforcement from his air grid right here. And that does, I still don't understand how both mid and side lost when neither went for T3 Air or Navy. Grimplex went for T3 Air and Navy. He got both, but he just got kind of screwed over by that early drop, and Tagada control Ks. Salty boy goes bye-bye. I tried to build Navy. GG, well played. Grunty Noob also technically won his island, it's just that you got overwhelmed by the eco advantage because of full share. My AC was out of position when he pushed pillars. Good job! Icy Nightmare is such a supportive player. Look at all this stuff. Icy Nightmare is being nice. And I have no idea what to do with this useless faction. Oh, Aeon isn't useless. Grimplex, Control Ks, everything's gonna go to Grunty Noob. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and speed it up and call it GG. Thank you all for watching. You're beautiful. If you liked it, then like it. If you disliked it, then dislike it. If you want to see more, leave a comment and share it. If you want to support me financially, you can check me out on Patreon. You all are very beautiful. Thank you to my patrons, Timothy Calderwood, Sergeant Syphilis, and Timothy Calderwood. Or, wait, Icy Nightmare, Sergeant Syphilis, Timothy Calderwood, and Nogthar. All of my Patreons. You all are beautiful. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!